Shalom, beloved. Salam. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? ¿O cómo está ustedes? Well, I am still planning to do the study, or to talk about the topic of, not alone the topic, the rapture topic, from a Messianic Jewish perspective, at least my perspective. Well, you heard me talk about that in the previous video. And that is requested by William. Thank you, William. But this video is not about that. I know I probably look really cold. It's actually not that cold, but I get cold very easily. It's probably like, maybe 65 degrees outside right now. But even in this weather, if there's just a little breeze, I start to shiver. I suppose that's compliments of not really having any fat on my body. I guess that can be a good thing, but anyways, yeah, actually, what I wanted to share, there's so many things that I have neglected to talk about on this channel throughout this year, really, but it's, of course, a lot of things have been happening in my life, so I kind of just want to recap on some of those things. One of the most profound things that happened this year was the embassy in Israel being moved to Jerusalem. It should be known, actually, that it has always been Jerusalem, but I mean, it was written in the past, but President Trump is the only one who's had the guts to make that known. Certainly not a coincidence, the timing this year. I think it's also profound that this all took place around the time of my mother's passing as well. Which brings me to another topic. I was so blessed that this weekend I got to hear a message that really touched my heart in many ways. But one of the things, the topic of the message was about what happens after you die. And, we can go through the Word, and there's countless scriptures about this, really. Our bodies, dust returns to dust. We are dust, dirt. But our soul, that's something very unique that our King has given us humans. Our soul lives on. And the promises live on. Something that's terribly sad, though, is that we live in a day and age where lies are being spewed out as truth all over the world. I mean, that's nothing new, no surprise. It has been taking place for thousands of years. What's dangerous about this particular lie that I'm about to share is it affects all of us so deeply. In our society is being taught that we came from, I guess I have talked about this before, from animals, from things that just happened. And as a result, we are seeing that there is no value in life in general. And what happens? It is written, my people perish when they have no vision. So children in schools are being raised to believe that they came from this creature, these animals, and it's okay to live like an animal. It's okay to go from one partner, being intimate with them, to another. It's okay to live just however feels good. It's okay to just live, to live like an animal. It's not okay, because that is not how our King has designed us to live. Are there similarities between us and animals? Absolutely. We have the same creator. And it's kind of like, there are so many artists in the world, so many painters in the world, but each artist, each painter has their own unique style. No matter what they paint, no matter what they do, they have their own style. In the same way, our King, he's the best artist ever. And he has this unique design. So of course, all of his creation, there's going to be similarities. That's what's so amazing about animals, and why I respect the animals so much, because I see how Abba is teaching us things all the time through his creation. And it's amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. They're fascinating in that way. The more we look at them, the more we study them, I believe indeed it brings us close to him, to understand how we are, to understand how our relationship with our King is. It's beautiful. So, yeah. But in schools today, children are taught that we came from these animals. It is quite amazing to me that, as it is written in the Word, and I believe in what is written, that the animals were actually created before we were, before human beings. We were the last things that was created. The animals didn't need us. We needed the animals. You know, it's one of the things that's argued about many times, is when it says, it is written, that's my phone, it is written that that Abba created the universe in 6 days and rested on the 7th day. You know, some people say, well, since it is written that one day is like 1,000 years to our King, what is to be said that perhaps one day, when it says in 6 days, was 1,000 years, so what if it was 6,000 years? You know, I don't have all the answers. None of us do. I personally do believe, in this particular instance, it was 6 days, but I could be wrong. Could have been 6, you know, could have been more than that. How do we know? It is true, also, that if the world, the universe, if it was as old as those who believe in the theory of evolution say, millions and billions of years old, the position of the sun would not be where it is today. Things would be much different. So, and that's just one thing out of many things that would be different, but that's definitely one fact that is really big to me, because I'm like, well, I mean, that's very important, because no matter, where the sun is affects us tremendously. If it's just a little bit farther from us, we'd freeze to death, we'd die. If it was just a little bit closer, we'd all roast. So, yeah, and what does that say for the future as well? For what's going to happen? Well, we know what's going to happen according to the Word. So, anyways, I just kind of went on a roll there. But coming back to, I wanted to share also the fact that I mentioned the vision. I was also very blessed by this message from this, going back to this, that I heard this weekend, because this man, bless his heart, was probably the first leader, spiritual leader, I've ever heard just so humbly share to everyone that things have been really hard for him lately. And what I mean by that is, like, he went on to say that he was honest in saying, you know, I know that my walk hasn't been where it's supposed to be. I know it hasn't, and I've been praying more, reading the Word more, because I know it. And he was so open about that. And it really touched my heart, because I wanted to share that with all of you as well. My faith, I haven't lost my faith. I love our King. I've loved him so much ever since I was a little girl. He has been my passion. But I would be lying if I said that things have been perfect in my life. I would be lying if I said I have everything put together, and I don't. You know, I'm not going out partying or drinking or doing drugs, nothing like that. But I know that my heart has not been where it's supposed to be. And it's like, I used to really be just so excited about any opportunity I had to share my faith with people. And I guess, I still feel that way, but not like I used to. Now it's more like retrieving and and just time to myself is so important to me. And when we're walking the walk, we are to be giving to others, and also giving up, sacrificing our own desires. And that there's more to it than that, but I see that, and I do believe that a part of that is because of my great loss, having lost my mother. I do believe I have seen kind of mixed in with that the time in which greatly increased sort of retrieving, if I think that's the right word, retrieving to myself. Maybe not retrieving. Being like a recluse. I know how to speak English, not. Yes, because I am a social bug, yet I have not been. I really don't feel like I've been. I don't see how I've been myself. But again, I do believe, with everything I've gone through, and the truth is, though, that, I mean, my mom was my best friend, and person who I shared everything with. Well, I share everything with Abba, but as a human, at least my here on earth, person who I shared everything with is my mother. And suddenly there's been this huge void. And even before she passed, she was so sick, and she was, in and out of the hospital, and my dad was in and out of the hospital with her, and I spent time with my little brother, but then he was also dealing with things in his own way, and I just see that, there's been a tremendous void, and as a human, the human nature is to try and fill the void. Well, the only one who can fill that void is our King. Yet, we as humans still want to go the easy route, because it's a relationship. Relationships are hard work. I've shared this before. The easy route is to look for comfort in the world. And although Abba uses people and things in the world to help us, it's still him. He's the source of what is helping us, and to neglect that, and to neglect him being the source, to neglect seeking out what he really wants, that's so hard on us. So I just was so blessed by this man who opened up his heart to share as a leader. Which it also brings me to another topic, that so many people, they see the spiritual leaders and they expect them to have everything put together, to be perfect, and they're just as human as you and I. Definitely, indeed, as spiritual leaders, we are held to a higher standard. That is true. And I mean, I'm not saying that we're supposed to do what's right, but it should be understood that no one is perfect. I mean, anytime something is announced in the news, big time, it's almost always someone who was a pastor or a reverend who's done something awful. And I do believe, obviously, there are those who are what the scripture says, wolves in sheep clothing. There are those. But it also should be known to people that they're just human. That's why Abba in his mercy came in human form, manifested himself in human form to make the sacrifice. And that's quite an interesting topic in itself among the Jewish community, as many I know in the past I had Jewish viewers who shared with me that it's not in scripture, it's not in the word, that our Messiah would do this, but it is in the word. The question is, are you seeking a selfless Messiah in the word? Because if you look in the word in the Tanakh and follow through, paired with the Brit Chadashah, you will see a Messiah, a suffering Messiah. Has Israel suffered? Yes. Yes, Israel has. But scriptures that refer to the suffering Messiah, it fits so perfectly with Mashiach. But you have to see it in your heart. I mean, you could read it and still not see it, but you have to see it in your heart. And indeed, it is something that our King has to reveal to you. I can't reveal that to you. Others can't reveal that to you. You have to have the heart open and to be seeking that out. Yes, so I just wanted to share that. This channel has lots of different things on it, as you know, subscribers know, and I wanted to keep you posted with some of my horse things. I don't know, maybe I might start and have another channel with horse things on it too, but I kind of see how God uses the horses to teach me things as well, so sometimes I have something to share about my horses, and I do hope that in the near future to share with you an update on my new horse, and perhaps things I've learned with her. It's been very exciting for me, actually. Blessings to all of you. Thank you for listening. I love you all so much. And if anything, from all that I've said, my prayer is that you will indeed look to Messiah Y-shua for everything. He is a true source of joy, source of shalom, and any problems you have, really any voids you have, only He can fulfill. And any struggles you're having, press on to seek Him even more so than before. And I guarantee you will be blessed beyond measure, beyond measure. And I thank you for your prayers from all of you and your support. I really thank you so much. I definitely need the prayers. I definitely do. Well, we all do. So I pray for all of you. May Abba bless you greatly, even more so. May He increase your wisdom and your faith. And in your time of weakness, may you see that He is your strength and your shield. Amen. And your healing. Bless you, B'Shem Yeshua HaMashiach, in Yeshua's name. Amen. Love you all. Shalom, shalom.